Game resumed.
All right, guys, and welcome back to CSL March Madness. We are in our second match of the night between Cal Poly Panama and Georgia Tech. Spawning here in the bottom right, representing Georgia Tech, is going to be FXO's Shield. So another FXO member on Jacked. And spawn here in the top left, representing Cal Poly Panama, is going to be our Green Zerg player, Spido. So we actually have our first ZVZ of the qualifier that we've been broadcasting. And is this actually our first? No, we had a Spanishiwa ZVZ, I believe, the other week, right, Ferg?
Yeah.
But this was, I mean, still ZVZ, we have not seen it too often. And, in Heart of the Swarm, the metagame, especially in beta, and I'm sure it's still this way now, is just kind of shifting towards heavy Mutalisk play because of how strong they are, because of that faster speed and that regeneration.
Yeah, and it's, anti-air was never Zerg's strong suit. Of course, there was those famous all-air Protoss and Terran builds. Now it's transitioned into a ZVZ theory as well. Of course, there's no more Scourge, so it's pretty tough to deal with mutas unless you also have mutas. And muta on muta, because of that bonus bounce, if you have even just 2 or 3 more Mutalisks, or you engage a little bit earlier in the fight, you can actually win by a pretty hefty amount.
Yeah, muta on muta, definitely a very fickle sort of thing, because like you said, just a couple can swing things in your favor, and also very strong Ling positioning under your Mutalisk to actually absorb that splash damage from the glaives can just change things dramatically. I mean, you know how fast 30 Mutalisk versus 30 Mutalisk is going to be. The battle is going to be decided within seconds, so to have those Lings under to absorb hits is, sort of one of those advanced tactics, but one that's going to probably become more and more mainstream just because, again, Mutalisk and ZVZ are just so strong.
Yeah. Yep, and of course on this map it looks like both players are going for fairly equal builds right now.
Yeah, it looks
Spido
relatively
slightly earlier opening.
Dude, what is up with all the Georgia Tech players just having just FXO players? I knew Theory was on the team, but I did not even know that Shield was kind of just hanging out at Georgia Tech. Just, yeah, I'll also join the CSL team. I mean, that is just between, Theory, this guy, and Masan, I'd have to pick Georgia Tech to not only be the favorite of this match, but to go on to our playoffs, man.
Yeah, it could be one of those regional things. Of course, like there's a lot of light players at UNT.
Yep.
There were some Vile players in the Pacific Northwest here, so lots of different kind of groups that can form from these CSL teams. Even like in Korea and Associo, they all were from a college, and I think still go there, right? Or formed around college, something like that.
Yeah, they're part of like a school team league thing, but they weren't actually part of the CSL last season because of certain restrictions.
Well, they're pros, yeah.
I think there was another stipulation, but I can't really think of it off the top of my head. But I mean, yeah, they are just. It would have just been so ridiculous if NS Hoso was just like, oh yeah, we're just in the CSL. Like, they have Jock G over here, just like sort of tearing everybody up.
Be tough. Though Suppy did beat a CJ Ansys B teamer, so.
I mean, Suppy is Suppy, and it's just such phenomenal play from him all last season and going into the season. I mean, they're already in the playoffs, just kind of comfortably waiting and watching their competition, kind of taking some notes.
And Spido has these pretty Zergling skins as well. He's got those wings flapping about there in the middle of the map.
Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, it's fine when it's just a couple of them, but then when there's like 100 of them on the field, it's just a little overwhelming, I would say.
Yeah. Though it worked for Masan, man. Just get enough of them, and it seems like you're just winning psychologically because there's so much more mass in that army.
Yeah. It's definitely intimidating. In terms of supplies and overall state of the game, it's pretty even right now. One thing to note, though, Shield hasn't started layer tech, and Spido's actually going to finish it up here. So I'm not exactly sure why Shield is deciding to. Oh, there we go. He is going to be morphing in some Baneling, so he's going to be getting aggressive here.
Shield's going to be attacking very, very shortly. He's trying to catch some of this army. 2 Banelings for Spido, just straight for a bunch. Straight for like 5. Wow.
Drones are actually running around here, and Banelings are going to connect on some of the drones here, and here comes Shield to clean up some of the drones that got damaged from those Baneling hits, and it looks like that Spinecrawler is not going to finish up in time. Spido has held on, has not taken too many losses, is actually making 9 drones in the background, and he has his layer finished. So overall, I would say Spido comes out in a lead here.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little bit behind in the drone count right now, but he's got the Shield has a lair on the way. Spido has the lair advantage, and he should be able to throw down an earlier Spire, which translates directly into more Mutalisk. So I think that the Spido throws it down. He'll be in a good shape, but he's not throwing it down at all. There it is. So Spido will have about a 20-second lead in the Muta count above Shield. The Shield does have a lot more gas saved up. It's all going to come down to how many Banelings Shield will mutate. It looks like he's on the offensive, actually. He's already taken his third, and he's positioning again for an attack, putting down 4 Banelings here, and going to try to poke away at this third as well. The Shield's Banelings are getting close to completing. Spido has to be very careful right now.
Yeah, he's just kind of waiting for them to finish up. And there we go, a good trade actually for Shield. And you know, I have to say that even though Spido did get the quicker layer, and he's going to have the quicker Spire, like you were saying earlier, he hasn't been banking up as much gas here. Shield now throwing down that Spire, and it's pretty clear even right now that he's going to be able to make just a couple more Mutalisks when the time does come. And that third base is going to go down. This is actually really important. Spido, he's just not going to have enough to handle this, and he's going to lose that third hatchery, and, you know, Shield is just finishing now.
Yeah, Shield, I mean, Spido definitely has some really good control. I've been watching, but, oh, that one Baneling is very, very close to dying.
I'm not going to connect with any of those Lings, and now it's just wing-on-wing action here. Actually, I think Shield has the little wings. He hasn't actually got the, you know, the moth wings coming out, so a little bit of action going on here at the natural of Spido. 9 Mutalisks are in production here for Spido.
Yeah, but Shield's third is finished right now, and as long as he gets enough Mutas in the air, by the time Spido's Mutas get across the map, he'll be fine. And he's continuing to pressure right now. Baneling's getting into the mineral field. It's not going to do too much damage. Just one, actually a second one coming as well, but not going to do too much. Spotting, I think, the Mutalisk there, and Spido's on the attack, but again, 14 Mutalisks coming in retribution while running those Banelings directly into the attacking lane.
You know, Spido might actually have just enough to take this out. Spido has the Mutalisk right now. He should have started focusing that hatchery right away, but he kind of got distracted and started taking out other things here. He couldn't have possibly known when Shield's Mutalisks were coming out, so he took the guaranteed damage route, which is definitely commendable. But now Shield has a superior Mutalisk count. Spido has to back away, but he's getting a little too... Oh my god. Shield is absolutely shredding the Mutalisk count of Spido, and this is exactly what you don't want to happen. Shield is getting just such a massive lead right now.
Spido was attacking those Lings for about a split second when Shield engaged, and look at that. He has... There it is. He had 10 Mutas by the end of that fight, and it was about an even fight. So... a split second made the difference there between 10 Mutalisks, 1,000 gas, and Shield. Really solid play there, and he's going to pull out a win for... Oh my gosh. For Georgia Tech. They're up 2-0 right now, and they're going into the 3v3. So exciting stuff here in the CSL. Huge shout out to our sponsors, NCIX and Raid Call. We will be back with Game 3 very shortly.
Stay tuned, guys.